God. Yeah,
So, doing some pause squats, starting off with 170, as it's like almost like a deload, week and a half now, because I have this rest of this week, which is in this video, and then, then I have deload week next week, which I'll be going on some new program, which will be a lot of fun. So, and then when I went down to 150, and you can see Captain Pistain putting his bar right in front of me, so I have to go in and out of the rack like a caged animal, which may look funny, but yeah, pain in the ass, but oh well. Still got my squats done. Sometimes you need to make those sacrifices, because I mean, yeah, need to get the squats done and, pauses done. So these will be staying in the program. I will reveal it at the end of the end of the video on what I'm gonna do. So it's all a secret until then. And yeah, I felt alright after, maxing out literally just this week, so all chill. So get on the momentum again. So in 5 weeks we'll have a 3 rep max or whatever to go for. But it all depends at the end of the day. So anyway, RDL's like 160. So one day 190 will move like this. So get them hamstrings nice and strong, so I can pull more. So hopefully by doing these RDLs, heavier and heavier, I'll be able to pull more in the deadlift. So and hopefully with like certain movements like Bulgarians, we'll be able to help in the squat and stuff like that, because although my squats come back, I don't feel that strong in it anymore, because of I used to squat to 230 and I thought I'd been at 250 by now, but that was a year ago since I injured my hip flexor. So I'm currently trying to help my hip flexor by seeing professionals and trying to do the right thing and make sure my joints are healthy and that I can lift more. So hopefully by doing like Bulgarians, stretching the hip flexors and stuff like that, I'll be able to squat more inevitably. And yeah, I mean, it's more of like a wide stance I do like a wide high bar stance, which is very weird if you know any of your powerlifting type stuff. So I mean, with that, I still get depth. Oh, excuse me, but yeah, getting depth and stuff is more important. So it works for me because I'm uniquely built. And yeah, with these Bulgarians, I'm typically pausing at the bottom because I find that helps as well. By pausing certain movements, it definitely does help when it comes to like the push off and stuff. Hence why I'm thinking of doing some pause skull crushes, add that to it, and yeah, and then do stuff like this, more hypertrophy movements, because RDLs and Bulgarians aren't necessarily the best for muscle growth. I mean, if you're doing Bulgarians, you might as well do single leg press, as it does the exact same muscle, and it's pretty much the exact same movement, just in a different position. So just by doing this, I'm able to stimulate my legs enough to, make them bigger and make them look like I actually squat 5 plates on each side instead of making me look like I barely squat 2. So yeah, but the quads are coming along. They're getting there, and hopefully, they'll be up to par in 3 months. In which I don't know whether if it will be, because I'm thinking of starting my cut when I'm 20. So I don't know at what point will I be at, in terms of like what time of the year it is and stuff. Cause, excuse me. It might be that I do it earlier and just cut for a bit and then, bulk back up. Because I feel like sometimes my body does need a reset. Because I used to bulk and cut like before main gaining for like a solid year, in which do I think I've made the most progress? Kinda, but it's like I kind of do want to see what's underneath all the blubber. So I mean, if anything goes wrong, then I'll just go back to the way I used to eat. But I'm gonna slowly introduce myself to it, which is the whole like reason. So like you need to slowly, go into it. You shouldn't like drop your calories as soon as possible. You should slowly go into it, dropping the calories by like 100, like per 2 weeks. If you keep losing weight, then it's fine. So I typically do it every 2 weeks. So lower the calories by 100. So like just eat a bit less is all I do. And yeah, I get to see what my body looks like at a decent body fat percentage of, I'd say I'd go to like 12 or 10, around that range. And yeah, see where I'm at, because I'm not gonna go full, shredded to the gills, because I think that would shut me down very quickly. But I think that's the thing that I should have done in the beginning, but I didn't, because I got like quite shredded when I started going to the gym for my kickboxing. That was probably because I wasn't eating enough. So just gotta eat enough, and because that's the only thing that can stunt your growth and stuff, is the lack of nutrition. But anyway, on to some quad extensions to finish off the quads after some torturous leg press. So yeah, just finishing off all this, and yeah, quads will be finished for the week. I'm definitely not adding in any more leg day. Just gonna keep it as the one. And yeah, I'm thinking on like spreading stuff out more evenly, because some days feel like I should have done this, I should have done that, but it's all dependent, because my gym gets very full very quickly, and I would rather get all my stuff done in the week, and instead of like, say if I did like the 4 days and I didn't get all my stuff done, then I'd have to spread it over 5 days. Hence why I kind of do have the 5 days, which is why I'm kind of like contemplating, should I keep the 5 days so I can do more? Because with certain training, it's all varied, because when I'm trying to do strength, it typically takes a lot longer than hypertrophy. Hypertrophy takes like a couple 10 minutes probably. And I mean, stuff like the leg extensions, leg press and leg curls, they typically take like 10 to 20 minutes. That's it. But when it comes to like bench press, squat, that typically takes up most of my, session. So it's all about balancing that stuff out, is why I'm like contemplating keeping the days in. So, but anyway, on to some leg curls to finish off the workout, because who doesn't want to get bigger hamstrings? Only pussies, because pussies skip leg day, and I ain't no pussy. So definitely put in the work today. So yeah, I will be doing well, probably continuing the trend of, you know, having 5 days instead of 4, because I kind of tested it this week, and yeah, it just didn't feel that great. So I will be keeping them in and you know, staying in the gym. So I mean, you get to see right now the quads are looking fairly good. So anyway, on to the next part of the video. Now hopefully you can see me. Yeah, leg day done, and yes, I didn't do chest and arms primarily because there was a guy that took 30 minutes while I was there to get off the bench, but I was hungry and I was, you know, it was like 6, so I was like, I'm probably gonna get this done, you know, like 8 or something if this guy continues. So decided to leave and, you know, make it a 4-day week. So, but anyway, I've learned that, you know, I'd rather have 5 and, you know, be able to get a bit of hypertrophy in. But yet again, that's just, you know, life, you learn these things. And yeah. But now on to some upper body, you know, try and get the upper body going. And yeah, by the end of this video, I might reveal my, you know, program that I'm going to do, you know, what things I'm adding, what things I'm taking out, sort of thing. And yeah, just going to see how things are. So now on to upper body day. Now on to some bench press. We're doing some tempo bench with 100 kilos as usual, keeping it nice and easy. But I will say this, on my last set it was very difficult to control the negative because of my rotator cuff. That was just mainly, you know, just due to the fact that I rushed my warm-ups and stuff like that, which I shouldn't have, but I was running late and the gym was going to close at 7 and it was like 5:30, so I was like, I need to get this done. But I got most of the workout done. I mean, I did biceps at home, which is why you won't see biceps in the video. So yeah, managed to at least get most of it done, surprisingly. But yeah, I am thinking on splitting some stuff up. Mainly, you know, the bigger muscles, getting, like, you know, training them less, because I think I train my chest like 3 times a week, which hasn't really benefited my chest in any way. So thinking on doing certain things, you know, but that is all in the future. And yeah, bench press went okay. It's just that you know, last set was kind of iffy, so just gotta learn in future not to rush my warm-ups, even though I'm late. But anyway, on to some chest flies. Getting that chest nice and stretched, in a stretch position. No incline bench today because I really needed to get through the workout, and I felt like that was going to just like slow me down. So by hopefully doing just like your regular fly, I'm able to get enough stimulation. But yet again, just get all this stuff done, and just try and get the main objective of this workout in particular was just to get everything done, because I just needed to do something that yesterday, which is what you're watching right now, just had to rush it basically, because when it comes to trying to hit every body part in one session is kind of like hard. So it might be a case of I restructure things when it comes to this new program, and and hopefully that helps with timing and stuff, because I'm very much a time person, because I like I'd rather make shorter sessions but more of them, because when inevitably I do get work, it will be like I don't want to be at the gym at like 8 o'clock and then have my tea at 9 and then go to bed at 11, because that's just like unoptimal for me. So by doing this, I'm able to by spreading out, I'm able to do all sorts. But anyway, on to some shoulder, lateral raises to get that side delt activity. Yes, I do look like an Italian dad in the white tank top here, with the bulging, gut, because I had something to eat before going to the gym, and it wasn't the greatest choice of what to wear in terms of being bloated, because now I look like Father Christmas went to jail. So, but anyway, getting them side delts, I prefer the cable, to be honest, because it adds more tension and stuff. So with that, it stimulates that side of my delt, and it's a unilateral movement, so I can hopefully bring up the left side to rival the right side, which is what I want in the end. So hopefully I don't look like fucking Doomfist from Overwatch, or the Hunchback of Notre Dame, or the gym, shall I say. So hopefully I don't look like that, and But afterwards, going on to some tricep push downs on a bench. Some people don't know about this one, but it makes it a lot harder, because you don't have, all your other muscles to help. You're just using your triceps, which I tend to find actually does do a lot more. But I'm lucky in the fact that my gym is very, open plan, because I know a lot of like pure gyms and JD are very like open plan to the point where you can just drag a bench down and do some of this. But I'd definitely say if you have the opportunity to, then I'd say do it. It's quite a good tricep exercise, because it's getting the full extension, and it feels a lot harder because I can full stack the machine. It's just like I want a harder exercise. I want exercise to stimulate my triceps a lot more, because by full stacking it isn't really doing it for me anymore, and I don't have one of them gym pins to help with the progressive overload, shall we say. But in terms of this, it was pretty good. So, and then I went on to a different exercise. It was like a a press movement on the Smith machine that my friend was trying to show me, and I'm not a big fan of it, in my personal opinion. It's like a skull crush Smith machine thing. I tried it out for the first time. It is not the best in my opinion, and it kept on like fucking with my shoulder because it's like I couldn't feel my triceps through the movement, and it just felt like I was using my shoulder. So I wouldn't recommend this for anyone who's more shoulder dominant than tricep dominant. So but yeah, it's just like something you need to do, try stuff out, you know, see if it actually works, because you know the lying down tricep push down is you know, it's something I tried out and it actually works. So decent enough, you know, to, you know, continue doing it. So but yeah, I had to move on from triceps to get to back and biceps. So yeah, I went on to lat pull down, which is where my camera started to die on me. So probably see like a couple short clips of me doing lat pull down. You know, felt pretty good. You know, the more like straight you are, you know, not in terms of sexuality, you know, whatever floats your boat, you know, how straight your you know, back is in terms of like lat pull down will decide on what part of your back's being, you know, stimulated, because most people like to, you know, use momentum, and we all know that people, they're mainly targeting their traps, and by doing this and less of a swing, I'm able to target my lower lats a lot more, which is what I'm trying to, you know, achieve in the movement. So it's at least doing its work, because, you know, I'm trying to, you know, build out my back a lot more so I look better in a way. So yeah, it worked in the end. And onto a very, very low booty angle of me doing some rows, because I was very, 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 you know, on the edge of getting kicked out of the gym, because they were showing soon. So yeah, but I at least got my traps stimulated and my lats stimulated at least a little bit. But next week is to lock in, because, you know, I can't be having these, you know, missing days and, you know, not doing, you know, what I want to do. So, you know, these kinds of things will be a thing of the past. It's time to fully lock in. I know I was locked in before, and then I geeked for half the week. It's time to, you know, lock back in, and, you know, try and like figure out what works, what doesn't work, and stuff like that. So anyway, enjoy the rest of the video. So I have my program on a piece of paper. Not much has changed in terms of like what I've done before. It's just like certain things change. So like pull day, it is the same. So like I've got all my deadlifts and stuff. So it'll be 3 reps for 1 set. Most of my compound lifts, and then 5 reps, 3 sets. So try and do that. The only thing that's changed is what days kind of thing. So with day 1, squat usual, bench usual, so just comp standards those, and then I'll do incline bench, so the incline barbell bench, flies, and then tricep extension I'll push down, you know, those kinds of things. And that'll finish it. As I said, it's all about, you know, trying to cut time, stuff like that. and yeah. By cutting out skull crushers and putting them to another day, I'm able to save time. Pull day deadlifts as usual, so 1 set, 3 set. Pendlay rows, I think they do pretty well. I'm getting quite strong in them, and they're the only like barbell row that I actually like, so hence why I'm keeping them in. Lat pull down and lat pull over I put if it's not working, but so kind of in between those. Cable row as usual, and preacher and cable curl, so that kind of thing. So basically just the same as last time. And then day 3 is probably the most it's changed, is tempo bench. So I do 1 set of that, and then 3 sets of 5 reps, so 3 reps, 5 reps kind of thing. Got incline bench on that day, so still keeping with the more strength movements. Then do skull crusher, so I move skull crusher to a day that I have less, isn't less packed and stuff like that. Lateral raises, get the shoulders going, and then cable curls. So some of this is optional, so like the cable curls is kind of optional if if my biceps still haven't recovered, then of course I can choose whether, if they're too, because recovery is key when it comes to building muscle anyway. So hopefully by having the choice, I'll able to just say, oh, I can do that another time. But by moving skull crushers to a different day, I think I can get through them a lot more. And I do like my skull crushers, and I'll come to the point for day 5, which is another day. So day 4 is pause squats as usual. 1 set and 2 sets, so 3 and 5. So because I'm going for 3 rep sub max. I won't call them like full maxes, because it's like, I'm not going like full pelt, because I need a deload week every time I max out. I'm not trying to push the envelope. I'm just trying to give that momentum so I can hit a 1 rep max. So it's that momentum side. So got that. Basically it's the same as usual. So RDLs afterwards, 5 reps, try and get the strength in the hamstrings. Pause split squat. You're probably thinking, why, you have such a good life, why destroy it with some pause split squat? It's because I find it's quite nice in a weird way. By pausing at the bottom, it's like a pause squat. I'm pausing, building that stability and stuff, and it feels better instead of just going straight after it. So I prefer being that way. Single leg press, I find it's particularly my favorite quad exercise, so I'm keeping it in. And either way around, if I do leg extension first or leg press first, it's not really, it's whatever's available. And then leg curl, of course. And the reason I don't do calves is because, calves require a lot of attention. Like, I thoroughly believe to grow your calves, you need to, stimulate them very, very consistently, which time management is for me. So, unless it becomes like a problem, then I'm going to keep calves out of it. So you can call me a calf skipper, just not a leg day skipper. But anyway, on to day 5, which is pretty much the same, apart from one exercise which I've done previously, but it's all due to this. I'm gonna think what to do with that. So anyway, I've got tempo bench again, so one set, 3 reps, and then 3 sets, 5 reps kind of thing. Flat, got cable flies, got lateral raises, and then it is dips. So for me, I think my triceps are a big factor in my bench. So trying to do some more pressing tricep movement might help, because I go up to like 2 plates on weighted dips, and you know, I don't know if pausing it might help, but you know, trying to get them triceps nice and strong is my kind of goal with that. And whoever does dips, I've seen they have massive triceps, so I think it's a win-win. But yeah, and then lat pull down, cable row, bridge curl, cable curl. So basically, not much has changed as I've like revised myself over this week of you know, skipping, you know, out a certain day, and I found I feel like it's more productive putting that in. So like I'm at least doing, you know, skull crushers, incline bench, you know, that kind of stuff, you know, to help with my bench, because with should I even call it push day? It's a semi push day on Monday, so it's like you know, mix. So it's kind of like I'm just trying to, you know, give myself time, but also, you know, think of what will get me strong, what will increase my muscle mass, you know. So hopefully all those will come together, and you know, because what I found with my deadlift and pull day, there's nothing really wrong with it. You know, there's nothing really wrong. So if it ain't broken, there's no need to fix it. It is all there. So I kept it the same. It's just like bench, or like bench focused movements that I've kind of tried to change. That's all. And yeah, squat, it's all dependent on what happens, because you know, I can do this and that, and you know, I'm trying to stretch every day. So from now, trying to stretch every day, so I have more comfortable, you know, joint movement, and you know, stuff like that it will help, you know. But anyway, that's all from me. This is what's new, and I will come up with a title soon. So yeah, it's the end of the summer comeback. I came back and I did what I said I was gonna do, was just apart from bench, and yeah, hopefully I get bigger and, you know, stronger. So that is always the goal. Size is the prize, strength is the, you know, whatever, but you get what I say. But anyway, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.